In this video, I'm going to show you guys the basics of growth investing. So what you need to do, what you need to look for, what you need to research before buying certain stocks, and just everything around growth investing, your profit, why it's good for you, why it's bad, the negative, the positives, all things along that line. So the reason for this is simply because there isn't really a short video on growth investing, exactly what you need to do in about like 10 to 15 minutes. Most of them are usually 30 minutes long, an hour long. So I'm gonna try to simplify everything you need to know before getting into growth investing. Let's dive right into it. So there are two main strategies that most people talk about. There's probably more, but there's two main ones that most people speak about, which is growth investing and there's dividend investing as well. So growth investing is simply investing in growth stocks which usually don't pay dividends, and these stocks have a high potential of growing the stock value, meaning that you're going to earn a lot more money. So these stocks are like Amazon, Tesla, Google, all these stocks out there. So these have a high potential of growing. They usually have a high capital as well. Dividend investing is basically investing in stocks that pay you dividends. These usually don't grow as fast, but they do pay dividends, monthly, every quarter, depends on what type of stock you invested it into. So from my experience so far, I would say that growth investing is mainly for those kind of people who want quick income. I wouldn't say quick as in you're going to be getting money every single day just like that. That is day trading and flipping and stuff like that. But growth investing suits people who are young simply because you have more time to take risk, because growth investing is a lot more risky than dividend investing in my opinion and based on my experience. So growth investing is for people who are young, who want to take a risk to earn more money in a shorter amount of time. Dividend investing, however, is obviously for those who usually are about to retire. They just want to put all their money into dividend investing so they can get money every single month in dividend. This is obviously the safer route. There's less risk involved, but obviously there's also it's less volatile. You don't really earn as much in a quick succession. Dividend investing usually for people who have a lot of money already, so that way you can earn a lot more money every single month. But of course, all age groups can also do this. I personally, I'm not retiring anytime soon, but I do enjoy dividend investing more because I just enjoy the passive income from it. But growth investing is also something I'm involved in as well, simply because I'm still young, so I'm willing to take that risk of obviously investing into growth stocks so I can earn a lot more money on the side as well. So before I dive into what you need to look for before investing in certain stocks, there are two routes that you can potentially take into growth investing. So one is by investing into ETFs, and another is by obviously investing into individual stocks that you prefer to invest into. So ETFs are basically companies in one whole portfolio, if you want to put it that way. So an example is like the S&P 500, which has the top 500 stocks, US stocks, and these actually have to fit certain requirements to obviously be in this category, and you can just put all your money into this ETF, and that way you're almost covered for top 500 stocks in the US. So that's like one example of following an ETF route, so that way it's a lot more safe. You have less work on your end as well to do. And of course there's picking individual stocks, which is the most fun bit in my opinion. So picking individual stocks, obviously finding your own stocks that you prefer to invest into, doing your own research, which is very, very important, finding exactly what company you believe will grow as fast and everything along that line. So you find your individual stocks, you invest into them, and this can eventually grow from 10 stocks to 20 stocks to 30 and even higher, everything along that line basically. But that is basically you picking individual stocks and making your own portfolio rather than doing the ETF route, which is a lot safer and less work for you. So for what you need to look for before investing into these individual stocks, so when you're trying to find your first company to invest into, or any company at all along that line to invest into, the most important thing in my opinion is that you need to make sure you really understand the company you're investing in, especially for growth investing. So a good example of this is GameStop, which everyone should know about by now. So of course with GameStop, a lot of people were able to make so much money from it because they were just lucky. They anticipated the growth and everything along that line, and yes, some people were able to make tons of money from it. But there's also some people who wanted to follow the hype, invested at the wrong time, and they lost a ton of money as well. So literally, the GameStop is a perfect example of how you can lose money and you can gain a lot of money at the same time. But for the second thing that you now need to make sure that your company has, or the company you're trying to invest in has, in my opinion, is also that the company should either have a small or medium cap. capital basically. You can invest in companies with a high capital, right? So these are like, you know, the Teslas and, you know, Amazon and things like that. They have a very, very high capital. But the thing is, these companies are also really, really stable. So you can invest in these, but just know that these companies are already set to go, and now they're just gonna slowly grow over time. Tesla is still sort of new, so Tesla might not be in that category, but I always recommend looking for companies in either small or medium capital. Reason why is you have more time to grow with this company as well. So assuming you invested in Amazon, for example, when it was much cheaper, when it was trading for like, let's say $500 now, that would mean that you invested then and you had a lot more time to go with Amazon, so that way you can earn a ton of money from when Amazon was 500 to, you know, now reaching that 2000s. That is basically what I mean. And a small capital company is kind of in the same category. You bought it really, really cheap when it was young and still blossoming, and eventually, you know, you were able to make so much money from that company being small all the way to when it exploded. Of course, this comes with a lot more risk as well, because finding companies that are really, really successful with a small capital is very, very hard. But if you do find this company, then trust me, that's when you can make a ton of money. And another thing is that the company you need to invest into needs to have a high profit margin. So this goes without saying, it's a growth stock that you're trying to find. It needs to earn a lot of money, and you just needs to earn money. That is kind of the major thing. It needs to have a quite high profit margin, simply because the more money this company makes, they don't pay dividends. So what's going to happen is they're going to invest into the company gets better, the company gets bigger. This means the company's share goes up. This means you earn more money, and your profit margin is higher as well as an investor. So you want to make sure you do research to make sure your company has a high profit margin, which is going to also benefit you. And on that note, you also want to make sure the company that you're trying to invest into has a low dividend payout. And a good example of this is Apple. Apple's dividend payout is like 0.71%. Apple is obviously a growth stock. So the reason for the low dividend payout is simply because when a company pays high dividends, it means that they are paying most of their income, or the income that they're making, to shareholders. And if they're paying money to shareholders, this obviously means that you're using less money to develop the company, meaning that the company isn't going to grow as fast as other companies. So this is why you see dividend stocks literally paying, you know, 7%, 5%, 4% dividend payout basically, whilst, you know, you have growth companies which pretty much pay either no dividends at all or very, very low amount. So obviously the purpose of dividends is obviously to attract more investors into invest in a company so they can make money every single quarter, every single month. But with growth companies, they rather not pay it at all, so that way they can focus on improving the company and developing the company. Now, before I mention the final thing, you need to understand that there is a lot more that goes into growth investing, a ton more. I'm just trying to simplify this video for you so you get a brief idea on what you need to look for before investing in any growth stocks. But there is a lot more, so do make sure you do in-depth research into exactly what every company is about, how much they're making every quarter, are they losing money, are they gaining money, where they spend your money, just things along that line. But now for the final thing, you want to make sure the company you're trying to invest into has a proven track record of growth basically. It's proven, it's there, it's set to go. Reason why is that if this company is such a, you know, baby company, then it's probably some sort of penny stock company, you know, one of those that are really, really cheap. They have no proven records or anything like that, and you're trying to basically gamble that this company is going to blow up. And most of the time, this doesn't happen because the company would usually go down. That's just penny stocks. That's just, you know, really, really, really cheap companies. So you want to make sure that this company has a proven record. So you can see this again in the big company that have already been successful. So the Amazons, the Google, you have the Teslas as well, which is doing quite well. You have all these growth companies, you know, Apple as well. They have a proven record. When you look at how their portfolio has grown from the beginning, you know, from the beginning right up till now, you can see that most of the time that trend is going upwards because the company is, you know, earning more and more, and the share price is going higher and higher every single year. So if it's proven, this kind of means that you at least are going based on something, or you're investing based on some sort of idea or some sort of trend, rather than you trying to create the trend yourself and actually trying to guess. Of course, there is a lot of money that can come into investing into a very, very cheap company at the beginning, and all of a sudden the company blows up, there is a lot of money to come from that, but that isn't what this video is about. This is mainly for, you know, growth investing, companies that are already set to go, companies that have a high capital already or a decent amount of capital already to work with, and hopefully every single company you invest in is a good company, it's a, you know, a successful company, and you can earn a ton of money from every single company. So now the benefit of growth investing is obviously that you can earn money really quick, or quick enough so you can earn money, you know, in a year, 2 years, things along that line. You can earn, sell, earn and sell, and buy more and earn and sell. Or you can be the person to just buy and hold and obviously earn a lot of money much quicker than dividends investing. But of course, for the negative as well is also that you can lose a lot of money. You can put money into a stock and you can earn about $500, you know, be up by $500 in a month, and then, you know, the next month all of that could be gone. Literally, you know, you've gone negative and you have to basically not start again, but now, you know, you've lost all your profit basically. So that's kind of the negative side, but there is a lot more to it, and of course you do want to do in-depth research into this. And now for the last thing, I would advise that you do not over diversify. So there's a saying that I personally hold on to, which is over diversifying is basically a lack of confidence in your investment. The more you diversify, the profit you're going to earn is going to be substantially smaller, simply because you're kind of spreading or over spreading your profit. But if you do invest in, you know, let's say 10, 20 solid good stocks that you really know are gonna make it, then you're gonna earn a lot more money, a ton more money. So don't over diversify, and be sure that you're confident in the stocks you invest into. Be sure to just invest consistently and you will pretty much do well. Just be consistent with your investments. No matter what happens, try to put money in every single month or every single week, whatever way you want to do it, so that way you can spread out your investment as well. Now that's a wrap. Thank you guys for watching the video. If you do want to get into investing, be sure to check the link down below, and you can get any share worth up to £200. So, you know, you can get this share, sell this share, and now put that money into companies that you believe in or you actually want to put money into, or you can withdraw that money and keep that money for yourself. Or be sure to check the links down below and you can get a share worth up to £200. Be sure to subscribe if you did find value into the video. Be sure to also drop a like, and I'll see you guys next week.